My brother, my sister, things are happening in this country. And the number one thing I want to look at is this thing. And they are talking about sacking the Ghanaian coach, CK Akono, to be sacked. According to a radio station, they have been able to get some information. And that information says CK Akono will be sacked and will be replaced with a Moroccan coach. My brother, my sister, it is interesting. In this country, it looks like we are so quick to rule out growth. In this country, we are not ready for new talents. We only respect new talents when they get big. As to how they get big, we don't want to be part of that. My brother, my sister, CK Akono has been part of the Black Stars for a very long time. He played for the Black Stars. He scored a number of crucial goals for the Black Stars. He took time to go to the coaching school, and he's been able to come up strongly. Every time, my brother, my sister, it looks like all we are interested in is foreign coaches. Oh, the coach who coached the Moroccan team, let's go and get him. And the taxpayers' money continues to go down the drain. The last time I heard about a foreign coach in this country for the Black Stars was the one whose allowances was not paid, and he had to lodge at Alisa Hotel for several months, waiting for his salary and bonuses and allowances to be paid. What a disgrace. It went all over the world that Ghana is an irresponsible football country. A country that is not ready, my brother, my sister, to follow ethics. At a time, we had a coach who had to come in with an interpreter. At a time, my brother, my sister, we went for a coach who could not speak a word of English. And when he was coming, he said, okay, my contract is different. My interpreter would also have a different contract. Again, I am coming with my own chef, because I don't eat Ghanaian food. And I am not ready to try any Ghanaian food lest I run diarrhea or I fall sick. Apart from coming with my interpreter and my chef, please, I want to come with my personal chauffeur. And all we could say, oh, let them come. The coach came with his interpreter, etc., etc. And he left us in the middle of the whole caboodle. He left. He packed his bag and left us and told the whole world that we are not civilized. We are not ethical. We say this and then we do the other thing. So he left us. He didn't care about his contract anymore. Neither did he care about the monies that we owed him. He had had enough. You remember the coach more than me. And left. His assistant, the interpreter, refused to move. He swore heaven and earth that he would have to wait in Ghana and retrieve every kobo, every peswa, every cent, every red cent that was owed him by this country. He would wait and get that money. And he waited. And the media was ready to grant him attention. He spoke and spoke and spoke. Listen, my brother, you bring a coach who speaks only Russian. You bring a coach who speaks only Arabic. And he comes to the football pitch. The boys are playing football. He wants to tell the boys, run in that direction, Hey, you come here, you run around that point. He would have to speak through an interpreter. By what time 20 goals would have been scored? Listen. Now the coach comes to Ghana. There is a crucial match. The Black Stars is on the turf playing. The coach has to give a very quick instruction to prevent a certain disaster. But he would have to take time to speak to his interpreter. For the interpreter to interpret, remember, not to translate, interpret whatever the coach says to the player. By what time? At least 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, some time would have passed and goals would have been scored against us, or that disaster would have struck. I'm speaking in parables. We are not ready to groom our homegrown talents. Radio stations are busily playing music that is coming from off the shores of this country, and they are so proud to play, and they are the first to insult talents of this country. Yet other countries appreciate the talents that we have here. We are first to say that we are civilized. So we go to a restaurant, and it is a disgrace to ask for banku to be served as in a restaurant. My brother, I'm saying restaurant, not a chop bar. In Ghana, there's a difference between a chop bar and a restaurant. My brother, my sister, you go to a restaurant in Ghana. How many such restaurants serve banku? How many of them serve tuozafi? Make a mistake and go into a restaurant and demand that you want tuozafi. They will direct you to the chop bar. My brother, my sister, the Chinese have learnt well. When you go to China, you must learn their language. No Ghanaian coach would ever be taken by the Chinese side to coach until after several months of training in the Chinese lingua franca. My brother, my sister, you bring foreign coaches here and their accent is like the demon himself has descended from hell. And the boys are just shaking their heads because they don't understand. A lot of our players are not very well lettered. Am I speaking the truth? In a country where football is relegated to school dropouts, no parent will be happy to hear that his son says, I want to be a footballer in the future. They will say, no, go to school, true or false. So they leave football and all those ones to riff-raffs and school dropouts. Now you bring a foreign coach from England, from America, and he's speaking as if he's drinking water or he has acid in his mouth. And the players are just nodding like agama lizard because they want to just move away from the coach. How would the coach be able to deliver? The only thing that makes the foreign coaches deliver or seem to deliver is one thing: discipline. How can you go tell a foreign coach that, hey, I want this player to feature? This is the president's cousin's brother's young brother. Put him, let him play. You can't do that. But with a Ghanaian coach, you can always manipulate them because they are not disciplined most of the time. With a Ghanaian coach, they go by the flow. Who are the people Ghanaians say play better football? And even if they are not informed, you will put them there to play. Some of them even have scrotal hernia. They will still push them to play. It hurts me that a young man like C.K. Akono will be booted out all because of foolish people who are not ready to groom talents. I check around social media and people are shouting, he lost against South Africa. Did the South Africans come to lose? Nobody came to lose. Now, if you check the flow of the game and think that, oh, Akono did not have a tactical discipline, My brother, my sister, does it call for him to be sacked? Give him time to grow. Let them grow. Listen, sometimes you have to eat the bad food so that you'll be able to grow it into good food. Somebody won't understand this until he drinks cocoa tonight. Sometimes, my brother, when we say, "Were made in Ghana goods," patronize made in Ghana products, it's not because they are the best products, but because we have a mind for a future best product coming out of our support. Sometimes, when you go to support a brother who is performing in a concert, it is not because it's the best performer that you can find. You might not even be interested in the performance, but you see a future with this person. So what do? You support them now. After all, if you don't grow a seed, it never ever becomes a plant. We are too quick. We know too much. And we are sliding back into slavery. Anything that is foreign is okay. But our own homegrown material is nothing but trash. How are we going to grow, brethren? Sometimes when I look at these young musicians coming up, I have a lot of sympathy for them. When are they going to be recognized in a country that disrespects so much talent? And the sad thing about this country, once they appreciate your talent a little bit, remember that talent is on a time bomb. They are ready to push you away and bring another person even before your prime. It's difficult, but this is the country we live in. People are list to the umpteenth time appreciated. People work so hard. Yet in our country, it looks like there's a certain demon who bettered us. It looks like we were given birth to by demons. Demons. Demons who feed us with no appreciation. We don't motivate each other. All we know to do is to insult each other, drag each other down, strip each other naked, and that way we applaud each other for being so negative. It is only the devil and his assembly of demons who are only looking for faults. My brother, my sister, look at Akono. The guy came, 1 or 2 games, he played so well. My brother, if you think that there is something that you can talk to him about that will make him a better coach, why don't you give that information out in one way or another, rather than calling for his head? I come from a certain generation, my brother, my sister, which is even worse than this generation. They would go and watch Jay-Z misbehave on stage from morning till night. They would scrape off their accounts, all their life savings, to go and watch Beyonce. They would scrape off everything they have to watch people who cannot perform even a quarter of what they have homegrown, yet they are okay. They would scrape off their life savings to go into an Italian restaurant to eat things that are even bitter in their mouth. But because there's a certain branding that food is for big men, they go there hoping that they would also be called big men. So they eat the trash that they are served in these restaurants and will not go for the health-giving homegrown food. What a people. What a people. Sometimes I go to bed and I tell myself, God, let me wake up from this nightmare. It doesn't look like it is real. There's no realism, my brother, my sister, right here in Ghana. Everything seems fake. You have presidents who are stealing from you night and day. You have leaders who mean no good. They are nothing but charlatan thieves. And you will still find well-meaning people in courts running after these idiotic leaders, supporting them night and day, all because they give them some of the loot from off their boots of the share. It's painful, brethren. So because of the mediocrity we have in this country, my brother, my sister, Education has become mediocre. In my days, a class 6 pupil or student, my brother, what he knew was so wonderful. But today, they are all walking around with empty shells called heads. My brother, my sister, it's so pathetic. And I ask myself, where did we go wrong? We don't support, we are only ready to pull down. Nobody is ready to push a countryman and say, hey, this is our countryman, we support you wholeheartedly. No. Somebody will dig into the background of this person and find one bad thing out of the 6 billion good things he has done and put it out for people to be stripped naked. Somebody will dig into the background of this one man who could have brought us a Grammy, who could have brought us so many Olympic medals. And that thing is because he belongs to some ethnic group. So coming home with a medal would mean glorifying that ethnic group rather than the nation. What a people. The youth, I sympathize with you. You are inheriting a country that is nothing but trash. A country that is full of selfishness and wickedness beyond measure. I sympathize with you. They are introducing to you poisonous foods that they call fast foods. You would eat this. You would not have the opportunity in a few years to come to know what is akple. In a few years to come, you would not even know what Tuozafi is. You would only hear about it and talk about it in the past. You will start eating like Chinese people. You will start eating like Japanese. You will start eating like Americans. You will even start walking and talking like Americans. Where is the country going? Leaders. In my days, leaders were so exemplary. Not leaders who increase their salaries and eat and fill their fat bellies when their followers are hungry. What foolish leaders. In my days, the leader would be the last to eat. In my days, my brother, my sister, the leader who was so powerful that anytime he spoke, he inspired the people. Today, leaders are speaking and people are clapping them off because they have told a bag of lies from when they started till now. True or false? Where are we going? Look around, my brother, my sister. Ritual murder has become the order of the day. When I'm leaving my house, I tell myself, oh Jesus Christ, what is happening? I do not even want my children to step out of the gate because your neighbor could be a ritual murderer. You can't trust anybody anymore. The politicians have stolen so much, so they have instilled the spirit of stealing into the youth. Everybody who must be successful right now must be a thief. CK, this is the country that you find yourself in. By now, some football fans are saying, oh, but he's not doing well, we should remove him. So in the whole country of over 30 million people, the so-called football-loving nation, you don't have one coach who has brains. Jesus Christ have mercy. In the whole country called Ghana, over 30 million football coaches that we have. Even market women who sell Kobe and money. They know how to shout goal. This player is not doing well. That player is doing well. This player should have played here. That one should have crossed the ball here. A country of over 30 million coaches. Yet, there's no one wise coach. Every time you are going for foreigners, you have brought Russians into this country to coach. People from the Czech Republic to coach in this country. The only coach I haven't seen in this country is a Chinese coach for obvious reasons. Because they've already taken over the Galamsey and all those places. So that has become their prototype. Jesus have mercy. My brother, where are we going? My sister, tell me. Nothing homegrown is ever respected. When a Ghanaian comes out to say that, hey, I've invented this thing, my brother, you will die before the next cock crow. Because who dare you? Wait for the white man to invent it. You idiotic plant eating boy. You said you've invented what? You must be crazy. A people who hate themselves and glorify idiots. What kind of training did you have when you were growing up? They only taught you how to read A, B, C, D, Alif, Ba, Sao. That's all they taught you, right? You were never told that you had to be self-proud. They didn't tell you. They didn't. So you sell out your birthright to idiots, uncircumcised idiots all over the place. That is why your leaders will come to you night and day, telling you the same old lie, yet you cannot decipher between the truth and the lie because your head is full of junk. CK, I've never met you. I only see you on the screens. But don't lose hope. I know you can do something. Listen to the people. Those ones that you think are very genuine. Listen to advice. Wisdom is not only in one man's head. Pick up the chips. Pick up the bits and pieces. Join them together as if you were in a crossword puzzle. Let it work. In this country, we don't face the bull by the horn. No. In fact, in this country, the bull actually walks us around. Like its tail. We never face the bull by the horn. The bull walks us around like a rag doll. We are never able to make our own decisions. We are puppeted. What Bob Marley called a puppet on a string. Every idiot can come into this country and be a king. Just because they have a different accent. I'm so sad. But CK, those who employed you, watch them well and be disciplined if you are not. So that even when you are sacked, you will know that you were sacked because you were over-disciplined. And it's better to be disciplined and be sacked than to listen to everybody and take trash and even win. Discipline has never lost. I leave it here, my brother, my sister. I'm going to tackle another thing. Now, still on this, on the, our attitudes and things. I'm reading this from my Joy Online, and this was published today, the 8th of September, 2021. It says, I won't retract do or die comment. It's an idiomatic expression. Mahama insists. My brother, my sister, of course, in our parlance, when you say, oh, Charlie, today we have a match, House of Oak, it be do and die. It simply means that it is a make or break situation. My brother, the other days we heard somebody say that all die be die. That as well, in our parlance, it's not that harmful. All die be die. In football, we can also say, oh, today, Asante Kotoko is going to play football. As for today, all die be die. But in politics, when you have leaders drawing inspirations from violent words, they are not wise. They are not wise. Mahama is not wise. Nanado is not wise. That's it. You are leaders. Listen. Listen. We have so many idiomatic expressions that you can draw energy from. We live in a polarized political misfit country. So polarized that one word can bring a whole volcanic eruption on this nation. Then you go and make a statement like, all die be die. And you want us to call you the father of the nation. No wonder we voted into power. And you are running all the way to Israel to bring a stone to come and bury in order to build a cathedral on before we all can prosper. Such folly. Such folly. They have turned us into laughing stocks all over the world. Jamaicans are laughing at us. The other day, Mr. Vargas was on Instagram laughing at us like a country of idiots. The other day, somebody in America was laughing at us. PLO Lumumba came out and said Nana Addo is the biggest disappointment he's seen in the Ghanaian political space. And Mahama, who people are waiting for to come and do something magical after the first flop. Then you come out and tell us, oh, it's do and die. No, sir. When you are a leader, there is something that is called synonym. When you went to school, you studied synonyms and antonyms. I stammer when I talk. So I make sure I have a rich vocabulary. If I am going to mention one word that is going to make me stammer, if I have the opportunity, I will replace it with a synonym. That is why a lot of people are not able to tell that Blakk Rasta stammers, but I was born a stammerer. Now, in literature, we also have something called euphemism. What is a euphemism? A euphemism is a word or a statement that is supposed to replace a statement that means the same but sounds harsh. Jesus Christ, teach Blakk Rasta. I am saying that a euphemism is a statement or a word that is used to replace a harsher one. For instance, my father has died. The word die is so strong. You know what you have to do? My father has kicked the bucket. Oh, me papa, I can't chinegu. Me papa, I done ni ashe bang. Oh, nkase, u papa ewu. Eche se ukura no yanti 2 years. Uka nsem basa sebi. That is what every leader must learn. So if Mahama says, I am not going to retract, do or die, it means the people advising him are not mentally apt. The mental aptitude is a little below 0. Freezing point of water, 0 degrees Celsius. You see? One word which sounds harsh, replace it. Why did Mahama not say it's a make or break situation? But you go and say do or die. And party communicators are also, because they are playing politics, they can't call a spade a spade. That is not wisdom. Mahama can make mistakes. He's a human being. But when you stand firm on your 2 feet and still say, I am not going to retract it, then you are worse than Nana Addo. Because it's only Nana Addo who doesn't listen. You talk and talk and talk, and the Lilliput is still not listening. Maybe the words are too high for him to reach. It's so unfortunate, brethren. It's so unfortunate. You fly around the world with your oversized suit. You want to bath how many times in the sky? You have increased your own salary. And with such impudence of a Lilliput, you still come out and want to increase the salaries of your wife. And when people spoke so much political pressure from within and without, now he has recoiled into his shell like a tortoise. Why do you politicians make it difficult for us? If you want to support a man a little bit, then he goes haywire. Mahama should have known better. Do or die. You're a leader. Don't use such terrible terms. Don't use that. The Rasta man will say word, sound, and power. That's why the Rasta man never says oppress. Because there's nothing up about oppress. It's always down. So we say down press. Rasta is so careful about lexicology. Jesus Christ. Touch them, Blakk Rasta. The words we use, we have to be, even in church, they tell you words have power. Even the Bible says, my brother, that the power of death and life right on your tongue. True or false? Those of you who read the Bible. He said the power of life and death is given to you on your tongue. So you cannot, a leader who's been a president before, you saw how Nana Addo was chastised when he said, all die be die, so violent. And truly, his election had so many people shot and killed. Ahmed Swaleh is still dead. I'm waiting for the day I'll wake up and I'll be told that it's a nightmare. It's not true. Ahmed Swaleh is still at Medina. I'm waiting to wake up and hear that all the boys who were slaughtered for ritual murder, right from little Ishmael all the way to the little boy who was slaughtered at Mafi, and all those areas, want to wake up and be told that, hey, you had a bad dream. Then I'll say, thank you, Lord. So in this polarized situation, Mr. Ex-President, you have goofed. And if you listen to me, tell the people that you have retracted it. A man who apologizes is a strong man. It takes strength to apologize. Same way as you apologize that during your tenure of office, you could have done better. And you are sorry for whatever happened during your tenure of office. And you mention a few things. It is time. Word, sound, and power. Word, sound, and power. Euphemisms. Deal with that. I'll leave it here, my brother. I'm going to tackle the next thing. And this one is taken from City Newsroom. And it was published today, the 8th of September 2021. And this one was written by Edna Agnes Boachi and Sami Wiafi of City Newsroom. It says, Nana Addo refunds almost 238,000 Ghana cedi salary increment to the state. And I read, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has refunded almost 238,000 Ghana cedis, giving him as a salary increment for the year 2021. This was revealed by the Director of Communications, Eugene Ahin, at the Jubilee House on Tuesday, September 7, 2021. That's yesterday. Addressing journalists, Mr. Ahin said the president has refunded the money to the Accountant General's Department. He explained that the move is in relation to a directive he gave, including that all members of the executive will not have their salaries increased. The president has made it clear on May Day, even before the recommendations from the emolument committee, that he, the vice president, the ministers and deputy ministers of state were not going to take any salary increment. He has refunded his, close to the tune of 238,000 Ghana cedis. This is about 2.4 billion old Ghana cedis. He has refunded it. You see? You see? These comedians and jokers. Comedians and jokers. When the wife's salary was increased, unless you tell me that you were again habitually sleeping or taking your bath in the skies, that's why you didn't see, then I have a problem. You see, again, please listen attentively. When a thief is caught, I say when a thief is caught and he refunds the money, does not make him innocent. Or else we all are innocent. Or when you catch me, oh, that's it. And it has happened in our country over and over. I can mention a whole list of names. How many people were caught red-handed and all they did was to refund money? You know them. In this government. In this government. You sat down, saw your salary increase. You did not fire back immediately to say, hey, this was my directive. No. You waited for Ghanaians to go haywire. Made a lot of noise. Did you do it to test our pulse or what? Please, let's speak the truth. Let us speak the truth. The truth is bitter, but let's speak it. You catch a thief and he says, oh, take back what I stole. That's it. Does not make him an innocent thief. He's still a thief. Well, late than never. He has refunded it. but we still know who you are. How many times have you taken Ghana's money again without us seeing? If we saw you this time around and you returned it, how much more did you take from our blind side? We want to know. That's all. Why are they doing this to us? The economy is crumbling, yet some people are fattening their stomachs as if they were going for a weightlifting competition. Why are they doing this to us? Don't they see the children who are wading through water to go to school? Don't they sympathize with the little children who, anytime it rains, they are soaked in the classrooms because there are no roofs? You have no mercy anymore. This is the only country where basic facilities like schools and hospitals are absent, yet we can build a huge mosque at Nima. And you dare not talk about it because the average Nima guy who is a Muslim will think that you are fighting his religion. But he is not seeing that you are fighting for his own welfare to go to a hospital and be treated quickly. They prefer to die and be taken to the mosque so that the imam will Allahu Akbar, and they go people on the street, motorbike, hey, move. Kwasia, move. Kwasia, not this on a brother die. Woo, poo. Hey. Kwasia, wadi, move. Shake a bazaar. Bakaga Musa Mokochiba. Poo. Yeah. Then they'll go and bury and come and sit down waiting for the next person to die for them to take to the mosque. Why? When you can prevent some of these things. In almost every house in Nima, there's a mosque by. That is not enough. You have to build a world-class a mosque in front of Nima for them to know that you worship Allah. When you don't have one school in Nima, not one proper hospital in Nima. So when somebody gets sick at Nima, they are looking for the hospital. Well, like, which hospital you go? Allah. They are there saying Allah, and this person is dying. The moment he dies, the whole of Nima, Subhanallah. If your president is not smart enough to know that there is the need for hospitals, schools, and those other places, and he goes around borrowing stones from Israel to come and bury, goes around carrying a chair. He carries, I hear there's a whole Pajaro that is housing the chair. Everywhere he goes, he sits in a chair. And when you look at him sitting in that chair, I don't want to use those words, it's all right. We have to be smarter. I would have wished, my brother, that all the churches and the mosques that we have around, my brother, my sister, some church people, some pastors will come out and say, listen, because we have realized that so many people are dying and blah, 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 hospitals are few, can you convert our church into a hospital and call heaven straight? But no, greed. He's thinking about the collection. Wouldn't you serve God better if you gave out your church to be used as a hospital? More than when you sit down there every Sunday for people to come in there and sing and run around and go home. I am not saying there's no need for a church. Neither am I saying there's no need for a mosque. But I'm saying I'm waiting for one pastor, one imam of a mosque to say that, Kai, wallahi, the way people are dying in Nima, lack of hospital. There's the hospital at the back there, I've forgotten the name, they charge is too much. Allah kwa, Masalakinga, let's turn the Masalachi into hospital. Wallahi Allah. Hey, we'll have applauded. But no, they prefer building 7 million hospitals, I beg your pardon, churches, for them to go and shout and go with stones to kill Satan in the church, to building hospitals. So you see the kind of people we are. One day, people will play back this tape and say, hi, what happened to us? I pray that the next generation will be better than us. I leave it here. So Nanado, you have paid back the money. Did he apologize for trying to steal our money? Did he? It's important. Apologize. Hey, Master, you just pay and that's it. Everybody goes home and sleeps. Dabi. There's this next thing I'm trying to look at, and this one is from Peace FM Online, and this one was also published yesterday, the 7th of September 2021. It says, reckless Mahama can tour Ghana today because Akufo-Addo managed COVID-19 well. This John Buedu. He's supposed to be that's the guy who went to the Galamsey field. He didn't see the Chinese and all those people destroying our thing. He rather went there to salvage party members' machines, excavators. And he's not ashamed of it. Say, yes, as a general secretary of the party, I went to the Galamsey field to salvage the excavators of my party members. Such bigotry, such divisive talk, such xenophobic talk. So the only people who matter to this guy are his elephant boys. As for the other people, as much as he cares, you could die like lizards. And he's saying that Mahama is so reckless. Reckless Mahama can tour Ghana today because Akufo-Addo managed COVID-19. Well, is COVID-19 a road? Is COVID-19 an aeroplane? We're talking about tours. And brother says, Mahama is able to tour because Nanado managed COVID-19 well. Why? Was COVID-19 eating roads? Mahama has built more roads than Nanado. True or false? True or false? So if anything at all, you should be talking about the roads. Because a tour is all about roads, right? When you are touring, you are either on the road or flying. So, in order to divide the attention of the people and divert it, they are there talking about COVID-19. COVID-19 has become their lashing boy, their whipping boy. Anytime they want to lie, they bring COVID-19. Several tens of thousands of people are dying, yet their records will tell you 6 people have died and 1 million people have recovered. And if you calculate all these things, the number of people who have recovered in Ghana, there are even more than 30 million Ghanaians. Yet the country itself is probably below that total number. It's laughable. I'm not saying Nanado hasn't done anything at all. I'll be a big liar. Nanado has done some. But compare that to the corruption, Nanado is a failure. We are looking at the free fall, manna-like fall, the jet-like speed with which corruption is swallowing our country. That's what we're talking about. Ha! You cannot steal a cow and then you sell the horn. Sell the whole cow and then you give us the horn and say that, oh, I've done some. No, what, let's look at it in that sense. Let us do that. It's important. John Buedu, that reckless Mahama can now tour because Nanado has done so well with COVID-19. Why? They're going around and what? Borrowing? That you have turned this country into a pedestal of alms giving, or better still, alms receiving. You have turned Ghana into a tabernacle of alms receiving. Who doesn't agree? They have made Ghana a recipient nation of alms. Fi sabidillah. La la sulala. Oh, we went to Germany. 1.5 million doses of AstraZeneca. Meanwhile, in March, Germany itself stopped the use of AstraZeneca for controversial reasons. Today you go, they pack their trash, and give to you. Then you fly in your big aeroplane. You come here after taking your bath and you want us to applaud you. They have handled COVID-19 so well. For that matter, Mahama can now go round. Hey, see how they are roping in COVID-19 into the toll. Mahama is giving them nightmares. I believe Mahama has learnt his lesson well. If you haven't, then it's on to you. We leave it here. Finally. Finally. Are you aware that there's a murder of an SHH student at the Opon Memorial School, and the police is running around it? Anyway, hear me now. Let me look at this before the last one. And this one was published today, Wednesday, the 8th of September 2021. It says, teachers alarmed by terms of one teacher, one laptop project. Teachers are alarmed. Some teachers belonging to the various teacher unions in the country have raised concerns about the government's initiative to roll out the one teacher, one laptop project after the National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAC, released a communique on the whole arrangement and the terms of payment. The teachers say leaders of NAGRAC and two other unions have tied them to a higher purchase agreement without their inputs. Need I read any further? It's a 419 project. Remember, the teachers are already complaining that each laptop on the open market, by the specifications that they gave, should have gone for 600 Ghana cedis. But they are selling it to the teachers at 1,550 Ghana cedis. 1,550 when it should have gone for 600. They are selling it to the teachers. 70-30. They pay 70 and the teachers pay 30. At the end of the day, in fact, the teachers are actually buying the laptop. And they are crying. And Baumia is happy. It's a campaign opportunity for him for his elusive presidential ambition. I've said it before. This guy will be best, in fact, in the circus. Yeah, so that he will clown for the people. That's him. I'll leave it here. My brother, the final thing I want to look at is Paul Adom Ochre. I'm sure by now you guys have all heard about Paul Adom Ochre giving a certain foot soldiers kickback, right? He says, Akufo-Addo appoints Paul Adom Ochre as board chair of GACL. I read, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has appointed popular broadcaster Paul Adom Ochre as chairperson of the board of directors of Ghana Airport Company Limited. Other members of the board include Managing Director GACL Yao Kwakwa, Mr. Tay Ajirako, President nominee Kwabena Nyako, Jeste Nyako, and so on and so forth. I'm more interested in Adom Ochre. He's a brilliant guy. I love him. He's not bad. The same thing that I said to Kwame Sefakai, I would say the same thing to him. Yes, you are qualified to be part of the board, but find out why they gave it to you. And if your conscience does not serve you right, let it go. It's all about the conscience. Because this guy here has also been talking about the government, defending the indefensible, talking about this government night and day, and fighting people who are talking ill about the government. People like Manasseh, he claims that Manasseh has so much hatred for the president. Yet, when Manasseh was dealing with Mahama, the fourth issue and others, you guys were all applauding. They were all applauding. And they said Manasseh was the best journalist in the world. Today, as Aba Yedibo Wino and Usunedibo Ban from Techi is not going to ban. And you are crying. You are calling him all sorts of names. I will refuse any political appointment. My brother, my sister, if my conscience does not serve me right, if I begin to think I'm giving this so that I can toe their line, it's not possible. I won't accept it. I won't. But where it is in the service of the people, the voice of the people, I might just say, well, let me do it without even the post. Because posts corrupt. I'm telling you, posts corrupt. Oh, Blakk Rasta, we want you to handle the youth of this country. For that matter, we are making you minister of, no. Keep it. I don't want it. I can still work without being called minister. All we need is to have the logistics available. Let's go on the road. Let's feed the hungry. Let's heal the sick. Let us deal with the attitudes of the people. Just make the logistics available. Those posts, corrupt. Keep them. We can work without labels. Those who eat labels, let them have that and eat that like ruminants eating grass. To God be the glory. I want to appreciate you. I want to thank you so much for coming along. I appreciate you. I thank you. And let us continue to be positive about this country. Yes, it will get better, but it will never get better if our attitudes remain this thinking. And to the youth, I tell you, don't be scared of those guys in coat and tie. A lot of them are fools. They have no sense. So if you see a man in coat and they say, oh, Charlie, he's learned. No, sir. Right now, any idiot can go to Broniwa and buy a suit and walk around. Check the content of the character. Don't be so prejudiced. Watch them. In my days, I used to be scared of a certain kind of idiots, but I have grown. So now when I see them, I open my eyes like a lion who is alert for the prey. That's what I want you to be. Stay strong, stay firm, and know that Ghana first. If Donald Trump can say America first, then we should also be able to come out and say Ghana first. And you can't say Ghana first if you don't mean it. You can't say Ghana first when you are not paying your light bill. You cannot say Ghana first when you are not paying tax. You can't say Ghana first when you are doing illegal water and electricity connection. You can't say Ghana first when you are going around stealing from Ghana. No, sir. People are stealing rail lines. Hey, you have upgraded your thievery methods. Stealing night and day. I appreciate you.